The world has seen countless murders, but one killing stands above all others. One death that has shaped the world. Malekith, son of Aenarion, was betrayed. The Elven princes crowned Bel-Shannar as the second Phoenix King. So Malekith brooded and poured his hate into a single cup. Malekith toasted Bel-Shannar, then stepped over his dying body and into the sacred flame of kings. But the fires stripped his flesh, and with a final scream, he hurled himself back from whence he came. His body was taken north, and a suit of armor forged. Malekith was reborn. The Witch King, and in his shadow, legions raised. Decades of civil war followed. Then Malekith embarked on the most ruthless of plans. His sorcerers would unbind the magic of the Great Vortex. Created by Kalador Dragon Tamer and his elven mages, the Vortex siphons the winds of magic, keeping the demon tide at bay. Malekith's spell was flung at the Vortex, but Kalador himself broke through the mists of time to deflect the titanic force back at its casters. The Shadowlands were ravaged, sundered.
You live. You die. You live. You die. Servants, you amuse me.
The dragon with two tails hangs in the sky, and you indulge in petty games.
You summoned me, Your Highness. You bring this witch here.
She's well versed in lore and prophecies.
She will betray you, my son, as all have done.
She's indebted to me. I have her soul. Step forward, Felicion the Heartkeeper. The comet disrupts the vortex. Whilst it is weak, a prophecy can be fulfilled.
Of a king who consumes the heart of Ulthuan. My son will take its power and our vengeance.
Find the Oracle. She knows what to do.
I am willing to serve, to earn my soul's release. The dragon with two tails brings great turmoil upon the world, my children. Its wake disrupts the Great Vortex. The heart of Ulthuan is exposed. Such turmoil brings opportunity. Yet it seems my son is not alone in seeking to bend the Vortex to his will. The traitorous dreadlords of Bleakhold have struck in my absence. Annexing cities I claim and carrying off the treasures within. Whatever has driven them to such a suicidal attack is irrelevant. All who oppose the Witch King shall die.
Alright, next we got the intro, Reno to the Dark Elves. So I've done about like 4 Let's Plays so far with each of the different races for Total War Warhammer 2, each with their own edited version of the Let's Play itself. So I take about like 40 minutes of footage and then I like change up the video itself so that way the empire management skill of things is sped up, and then we get to see the battles and all that stuff. And, you know, so that you guys can get access to essentially the most important bits of Total War Warhammer 2. So Dark Elves are a little bit interesting in that their economy revolves around slaves, either by earning them through battle or through other means, like sacking territories and all that shit. In addition to this, there's a variety of rights you could do that can improve things for the Dark Elves, including, but not limited to, recruiting black arcs, which you can then use for aerial bombardment and a bunch of other shit. It's actually like really cool the amount of stuff that you could use with black arcs, considering that you could use them as forward outposts, and then on top of this you can use them in a way to be able to mount assaults against cities on the coastlines and stuff like that. I, again, haven't really talked about the Vortex mechanic at all in any of the Let's Plays, and that's because we're still early on into the, you know, the coverage of the game and all that type of shit. So right now, make a military alliance with a fellow Dark Elf sort of like faction, and then all afterwards, like, declare war against the High Elves over here, take over their settlement, do some bad shit. Alright, next comes the actual battle. So, first things first, I completely forgot actually. Are we versing off against the High Elves? No, we're not. We're versing off against like fellow Dark Elves. So, my bad on that one. Made a huge mistake right then and there. But essentially, I got a wide assortment of spearmen, and then on top of this, I got myself archers, harpies, and then the War Hydra, which is the unit I really wanted to grab. On top of this, I also have my assassin, like, hero unit also mixed in with the army as well. So, just for a good measure. I didn't know I'd play a MILF in this game, but now that I am, I kind of feel, like, really excited for myself, honestly. Here's some harpies. Kind of look weird that their breasts are covered, because harpies usually have, like, their tits out. But, like, you gotta make it PG to sell for the kids and shit, I guess. Hopefully we can see, like, bare-breasted harpies later on into the blood and guts thing. I do love the look of the spearmen. They look very pointy. It's nice. The triangles like really work well with the Dark Elf aesthetic. Crossbows are also really cool as well, especially since they're repeating. But my baby over here is the War Hydra. Look at it. It has a little rattlesnake tail. It's so fucking cute. I love it. I love this thing. I love that it like vibrates like a rattlesnake tail. It's great. Oh man, it's like one of the best units in the game. Hands down. But yeah, now begins the actual battle. This is going to be like a fairly easy battle because it is like a few Dark Elf units. We're using this as just a training ground, really. In fact, I kind of expect us to just kind of wipe the floor with these guys. The War Hydra actually will be the greatest armament in this battle here. Let me go ahead and increase the size of the screen here because I can't look at like everything if the screen is like so fucking small. Problem with looking at Adobe Premiere Preview is that like everything gets a little bit compressed. It looks so beautiful. Oh my god. Now I love the little snake tongues that are coming out of this War Hydra too. One thing that I'm really not a fan of is the fire breath thing. I feel like it should be like a flaming instead of it being like a ball, it should be a funnel of fire. That'd be really cool. Anyway, incoming. That stop that the War Hydra does kills me every time. Every time. Ooh, look at all those heads fly. This War Hydra is gonna go on the rampage. Actually, this guy, he's gonna be our go-to unit really quick. In fact, as you can see, look at this. Look at this. I'm able to route all the units easy. Man, it's such a joke to see like one unit take on all these like units, but you know you gotta love it. One thing that's interesting about the Dark Elves is that if you kill a certain amount of units, then they get like a boost to their combat ability. It's kind of weird, but also really interesting. This fire ability also is really powerful, like very, very powerful. It melts infantry quite easily.
The battle is lost.
Ooh, there we go. Such a beautiful War Hydra. Unfortunately, the Dark Elves do back off while the War Hydra kind of plays around. The War Hydra does end up getting like 3 silver chevrons, I think, so this guy, ooh, he becomes quite powerful. Look at him go. So proud of his victory. I love him. He's like my little child. Decisive victory too. I would have sworn we would have gotten like the heroic, but oh well. Anyway, let's go ahead and delete off the intro, or not the intro, but the loading screen of this really quick. There we go. There we go. Awesome. So now we finally captured the settlement, the moon shard, so to speak. And then I upgrade my, well, my hag witch over here a little bit, upgrade the assassin, chill out a little bit. I think out of all the, what was it, let's play parts that I've done for Total War Warhammer 2, this part has the least amount of action, which is quite unfortunate, but I have to take a very cautious approach because of my start position, and also because I don't really want to make war with any of the Dark Elves. I kind of want to confederate them, so that kind of like stops me from really doing any early game aggression against the Dark Elves, as I'm just trying to save up for the Black Ark so I can just go to Skaven lands or Lizardmen lands. But like, that's like, you know, kind of like what I'm focusing on for this like let's play. At least I'm focusing more on a lot of like my let's play videos are just gonna be me not really fighting against my own race, but more so against other people's, because I think that's kind of boring, and I like to avoid it as much as possible. I'm not really a fan of vanilla matchups. Eventually I do colonize that area as well, so I can get access to this entire province, which is easy peasy. And just some more eco developments and stuff. The problem is also with not fighting is that I don't get slaves from it. So I'm kind of actually hurting myself by not like actually getting slaves and fixing up my shit and all that fucking shit. It's honestly really interesting too, because I'm kind of like looking back on this like video and going like, I could have like definitely like done a little bit better here, over here, but you know, what can you really do? Like when you're looking at things like in post, you can find kind of like see all the failures that you messed up on and shit like that. So what I should have done was probably been a little bit more aggressive to the Dark Elf nations. I do become very aggressive against the High Elves, but there's not really a massive like amount of High Elves in this like area of the continent. Actually, there's like one province, and then that's really about it. And then like I'm still fighting against the Dark Elf race that was still a problem for me like in the initial parts. By the way, my ally over here is constantly getting into fights with the Lizardmen and the Sovereign Human Kingdoms. It pisses me off, and the problem is that really gets on my fucking gears is the fact that this ally is so fucking bad too. Like, I'm just losing my life. And now I gotta like deal with the fucking scraps of these guys. The good thing here, however, is that because my area is chaos corrupted, it's gonna be very hard for Lizardmen or the humans to ever like breach my area, because then they'll slowly die. I think the climate and the corruption mechanics in this game are really good. Like, I think it didn't make sense that factions could not settle in areas altogether, but it does make sense that they would be suitable to certain climates. That makes total sense, honestly. Like, especially for Lizardmen, too. Like, they're not going to live in Norska. Why would Lizardmen live in Norska? It doesn't make any fucking sense that they would live in Norska. But, you know, that's a fucking thing. My son, keep building those eco buildings. As you can see, Black Hole Fortress, gotta take it out. Declaring war on the High Elves, even though they took out my opponent, gotta declare war on the High Elves right now, because the High Elves, they're easy targets. Building up a little bit more and more and more. Still getting some extra resources like obsidian, for example, just getting myself some more trade income. And now I'm gonna be doing the whole like siege buildup and stuff. This is gonna be a little bit memey, because honestly it's just gonna be me holding out around this settlement and just waiting for the opponents to attack me, because I have the advantage if they attack me, since I have the War Hydra that just annihilates them. So it's easy peasy. God, but there's nothing else I can really talk about here, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, besides the joining confederation thing, I also wanted to colonize some of the settlements on the coastline as well, so that I can eventually take out the Lizardmen. Because once I take out the Lizardmen, it's going to be very easy for me to just roll over everybody else and then just like get some technology that makes me more diplomatically aligned with the other Dark Elf races. And then afterwards, I can just like sit back, relax, and enjoy the fireworks, really. God damn, though. I really like this environment, this volcanic, ashy hellhole. It really makes sense that the Dark Elves would call this place home. I wonder how they're all going to play out with the Old World nations. I hope there's a string of quest lines and objectives that the Total War Warhammer 2 races and the Total War Warhammer 1 races have that kind of like connect with each other. That would be really cool to see, because that level of interconnectivity could really make or break the whole Total War Warhammer series. You know, like how well do the games like function in combination with each other? Because like nobody wants to play smaller campaigns. They want to play on the massive fucking 40 factions duking it out, who will win, who will lose type situations. Man, if they're just gonna like do shit like that, why don't we just bring in Nippon or any of the other obscure kingdoms from the Warhammer fantasy universe that are never talked about in the lore, like Nippon. Oh my god. Now it's just like some more build up, some more waiting. In general, this is the Dark Elf campaign that has more waiting than a lot of the other campaigns where you're supposed to wait. Like, I think my High Elf campaign actually has a lot more action than Dark Elf campaign, which is quite fucking telling. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like a sushi Rito, you know? You don't know what a sushi Rito is until you actually have it. Then afterwards, you have to, like, think about it a little bit in your head. Like, is a sushi Rito really, like, that good? Is humanity ready for the combination of burrito and sushi? I don't really think so. Personally, for me, I think we as a race, we're a type like 1 civilization or something, or not even a type 1 civilization yet. And I don't think a type 1 civilization is ready for a level of like enlightenment that a sushi Rito can really reach in our current stage of technological development. Maybe later on, type 2 civilizations can really harness that burrito sushi combination, but I don't really know as of yet. Again, still fucking build up, still a bunch of shit, just like upgrading buildings so that I can get higher tier units, getting more eco. It's kind of like the same old. A lot of end turns. This is what I really wanted to like cut out during my recording sessions, right? I really wanted to cut out this section, and this is about like 350% times speed. So think about it like this: if this is 350%, then think about how it would be if I just showed it to you in real time. Terrible, just terrible stuff. So ultimately I have to like, unfortunately, since I don't have any feedback from you guys yet, I don't know whether or not I should be just cutting out footage. I don't know if any of you guys would be down for that. I'm certainly down for cutting out footage. I'd cut out footage like whenever, especially this part. Like I would so cut out this footage, but I want to be at least a little bit sensitive, that way you guys know what you're really dealing with here. Here, I'm just gonna cut out the footage. I don't really care. I'll show off the next battle. Alright, I went ahead into the future, and now we're just like looking at the Empire management a little bit. I managed to auto-resolve the battle with the High Elves. Yeah, I know, really, like, stupid. But anyway, we're finally reaching their final settlement here, and now we get right into the battle. And this is the exciting part. Look at that. We get to finally see some killing and mayhem and gore and blood and stuff that you're actually looking to see from a Dark Elf campaign. But, you know, that's none of my beeswax, honestly. So yeah, just put all of our units into one giant block, and then just like put the super units in the flanks. Have a field day, really. Just chillax, really. Thing is that there's so little High Elves. I think what I could do is send in all my archers to pelt them, and eventually I would win. But that's not how I want to play, and on top of this, I definitely don't want to play that when I have a War Hydra at my disposal. And you know I'm going to try and milk the shit out of that guy. Something I just noticed that they do have an Eagle Bolt Thrower, so do gotta get a little bit faster. Those things do a lot of damage, actually. I thought they would be pretty bad, but nope. I guess not. I guess siege weapons in Total War Warhammer are really powerful, actually. I'm always like running on the whole like siege weapons are really weak and inaccurate type like camp, but that doesn't really work. Not for this game, at least. Oh, right. I remember the eagle. Oh, yeah. I gotta kill that eagle. Man, dude, I remember the eagle was a big problem in this one. Or it wasn't a problem, but I had to like always like remind myself, where's that fucking eagle? Where's that fucking eagle? Just shoot down that eagle. I have enough arrows, so it should be easy. Alright, here comes all the units. Obviously a fire breath to start up the game. There we march right in. It does so much damage. It's a god tier ability. Look how massive this thing is too. It's so thick. I'm still just focusing on this War Hydra. It's my baby. Oh man, I really hate it when the War Hydra looks like that though.
Morathi.
Not the biggest fan on in the planet when it like stops and freezes like that. It's really bad.
Agreed.
Now where is that Great Eagle? Am I shooting it down or am I not shooting it down? It's using a couple abilities with the Hag Queen over here.
Destruction.
I actually completely forgot where this eagle was. Let me see if I can... No. It's not over there, actually. It should be on the right side, then. I believe I just, like, right-clicked all of my archers onto the eagle, and now it's just, like, it's just going ham. All my archers are just going ham on that eagle. So as we speak, it's being shot down. But right now, their archers aren't really doing anything, so the eagle must have left out of range.
Battle ready.
It's a problem because like I can't really see the eagle in this like preview video. Like where could that thing fucking be? Ah, there we go. Yeah, that thing's weakened the hell up. I want to see if the War Hydra can at least kill it. He's gonna turn around and then do a fire breath. Look at it, it looks so cute when it's like wings folded up and shit. Then he twaddles away. Twaddle. And then I sick the gargoyles onto this eagle thing. And I'm trying to like chase after it, but unfortunately the eagle is faster than the gargoyles, which kind of sucks, but you know, it happens, evolution and all that jizz. But anyway, that would be that battle with the high elves and stuff like that. Let it off like so. Let me go ahead and put that on mute. There we go. And yeah, just like a little bit more build up, so to speak, and just getting like this second general to have a little bit more loyalty. I kind of like fucked up a little bit with the loyalty thing. I wanted to give her a little bit more experience, but in doing so, it would cost some loyalty. That happened a little bit, but then I was, I don't know, I was able to convince her otherwise to stay around with us. I don't know, shit happens. My ally is still becoming useless, and there's the loyalty thing. And I think that about covers it for the first part. The second part will hopefully have like more action-packed battles. Let me know if you guys want to see more, and bye-bye.